month. What we know is that SBF was taken into custody after U.S. authorities filed criminal charges against Bankman-Fried. Now, those exact charges are currently under seal.
The SEC saying that unbeknownst to those investors, Sam Bankman-Fried was orchestrating a massive years-long fraud, diverting billions of dollars of the trading platform's customer funds for his own personal benefit and to help grow his crypto empire.
It's not news anymore that Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested by the authorities in the Bahamas. Before the arrest, there was a lot of speculation on the direction of the case of the founder and former CEO of FTX, the crypto exchange that was valued at $32 billion just at the beginning of this year and is now officially bankrupt. Now that it's clear that this will be prosecuted as a criminal case, what should we expect next? How will this affect the ongoing deliberations lawmakers are having on Capitol Hill regarding crypto? This and many more questions will be answered in today's video, so stay tuned. Remember to subscribe to the channel as we bring you all the updates that you need in this space.
Several news outlets, including the Wall Street Journal and New York Times, are reporting the charges that they include, among other things, wire fraud, securities fraud, and money laundering. Now, separately, the Securities and Exchange Commission says that it has initiated another set of civil charges against Bankman-Fried relating to violations of securities laws. The SEC says that those charges will also be filed publicly today in the Southern District of New York.
The Bahamian government is cooperating, and we know that there is an extradition agreement between the two countries when the crime at issue would be a crime in either country and is punishable by more than a year in jail. If we're really going to try and hypothesize here and guess, what are the potential charges? Well, they relate to securities fraud, wire fraud, and bank fraud.
The arrest of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried came only after the US Securities and Exchange Commission officially filed a criminal case against him. He's also being investigated for other securities law violations, according to the SEC, in addition to being charged with fraud regarding equity investors in FTX. It was also hinted that his accomplices would be charged as well. But that's not all. Other agencies and departments are also pressing charges against the disgraced crypto exchange CEO. The Southern District of New York's Attorney's Office and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission have also filed charges against SBF. So where did the money go?
This lays it out pretty clearly. They do think he was like Madoff. He was using customer funds to make undisclosed venture investments worth billions of dollars, lavish real estate purchases, and large political donations. That's where the money went. They said basically, Alameda had a virtually unlimited line of credit that was funded by the platform's customers, that he lied to the customers about that. He lied to the investors about that. All along, he said that Alameda would not have any different, it would have no special privileges, but that was a lie, that they were taking all of those customer funds and doing what he wanted with it. Right. And billions of dollars in these venture investments to be what he, remember at the time people were calling him the JP Morgan. I never did, but people called him the JP Morgan of his era by spending billions of dollars.
Sam had himself admitted that his company had mismanaged about $5 billion in what has been described as a spending binge from 2021 up to the time of the collapse of the company in November of 2022. Sam had initially planned to testify to the US House hearing this week before he was arrested. Another issue was the commingling of funds of FTX and Alameda Research. These two companies were supposed to be separate, but Sam had indiscriminately used funds of customers in FTX to fund speculations and leveraging in Alameda Research. Here, essentially billions of dollars were gambled away. As part of the US House Financial Services Committee's hearing on Tuesday, FTX's new CEO, John J. Ray, will disclose 5 ways the bankrupt crypto exchange handled its money. Ray, who oversaw bankruptcy proceedings at Enron, cites a spending binge of $5 billion and FTX's merging with Alameda Research's assets as examples of unacceptable management practices at FTX. Never in my career have I seen such an utter failure of corporate controls at every level of an organization, from the lack of financial statements to a complete failure of any internal controls or governance whatsoever, he said in his remarks. Sam also spent a lot on politicians. Won't this have an effect on the direction the criminal matter takes? Congress already said they would investigate SBF's political spending. During the last election cycle, Bankman-Fried spent around $37 million, almost all of it supporting Democratic candidates. Those donations made him the party's second largest donor, according to Open Secrets. The direct donations were already spent by many campaigns, even those that lost. Some people have considered returning direct donations but don't want to appear to support Bankman-Fried's legal defense. As it becomes increasingly clear that SBF used customer funds from the crypto exchange to fund bets at his trading company, Alameda Research, among other expenditures, Maxine Waters, the chair of the House Financial Services Committee, stated in an interview with CNBC that she and her colleagues would investigate the donations more closely. We will be a part of what's going on with these hearings and investigations, and we will do everything that we can to expose any violations that were obviously made, Waters told CNBC in an interview. So, what are we expecting to happen after the arrest? Let's listen to CBS News legal contributor Jessica for more information on this.
So the U.S. government, I think, would specifically say we would like him back here on U.S. soil. We would like to have an initial hearing, a preliminary hearing. And typically, even though there is no typical about this, that's what would happen next. The charges would be read and we would all know a lot more about what the specific charges are here. It shows us that the federal investigators have been working very carefully behind the scenes because, as we know from discussing a lot of different criminal cases, federal prosecutors tend to be very careful. And in a high profile prosecution like this, it's not we don't know for sure that they would be able to get a conviction, but we know they think they have proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
So for now, we wait to see what direction this case would take. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. We always appreciate it.